Hello everyone, it's Nick, and I'm back now. The vaccine side effects really kicked my ass, but hey, I'm feeling much better now, so I can finally make a video again. This time I'm here to talk about some New York Yankees news that I was not expecting to talk about in my first video back since getting the second shot, but it's New York Yankees news. I may as well talk about it. So it's Luis Cessa and Justin Wilson to the Cincinnati Reds for a player to be named later, and I think that this is going to just be to free up roster space with the trade deadline coming up. So I feel like Brian Cashman has something planned that we just don't know about yet. And the Reds, they DFA'd Ashton Goudeau and Edgar Garcia so that they can make roster space. And from what I see, neither of those guys have been any good for the Reds, especially Edgar Garcia. Whoa, at that ERA. And if you happen to be a Cincinnati Reds fan watching this, I'll tell you, Luis Cessa is a decent reliever. Don't expect him to make all-star games, but as long as he's coming out of the bullpen, he's not that bad. If he's gonna start for you, then yeah, that was not fun to watch. He was once a spot starter for the Yankees, and he was no good as that. But coming out of the bullpen, he's definitely not that bad. Last game he ever pitched as a Yankee, he made it through that one inning he pitched in just 5 pitches. The only thing he did wrong was not demanding Aaron Boone to keep him in the game. And Aaron Boone, yeah, this is just one of many things wrong with him. Not knowing when to take guys out when it's time to, or taking guys out when they shouldn't be taken out. And yeah, much like Garrett Cole did, what Luis Cessa should have done, tell him I'm staying in this motherfucking game. And that's what Jordan Montgomery should have done too in that game after just 83 pitches. But other than that, Luis Cessa did amazing in his last appearance as a Yankee. And also, if you like what you're seeing so far, please remember to like the video. Helps get it out to more people, only takes 1 second. And also, if you can subscribe and hit that notification bell, that'd be much appreciated as well. I'm on the way to 1,000 subscribers. And this isn't just a baseball channel, it's a sports channel. So if you love sports, it's the place for you. So back to the content. So Luis Cessa, this season, 2.82 ERA. Looks phenomenal, right? Although he does also have a pretty bad walk to strikeout ratio. That's why his whip is pretty high, and also advanced stats like xERA and SIERA aren't really favoring him, but I still feel like if he has a 2.82 ERA, he's got to be doing something right, even if some luck is coming along the way. As for Justin Wilson, he's been hurt, and when he's been pitching, he hasn't done all that good. He's been very up and down. He's a 7.71 ERA. And let's look at his game log for a moment. I'm doing this unscripted, by the way, because this isn't news that I was expecting to talk about. His last 2 appearances, he didn't give up a run. He did in his appearance before that, though, and he was really bad against the Mets. Not 1 out recorded and 5 earned runs. So I don't really care that Justin Wilson's gone. Luis Cessa, though, yeah, I'm not really thrilled about that. And now this bullpen is down to Aroldis Chapman, who did give us a scare by losing the strike zone, but hey, he got the job done to finish the game against the Rays. Chad Green, who's been awful lately, and Zach Britton, who missed the early part of the season on the IL, and since he's been back, he's been no good. At least Lucas Licky has been pretty good for the most part of the season. He has a 3.20 ERA. Although not a very good whip at 1.222, but he strikes out 24% of the batters he faces while only walking 4% of them. So overall, he's done pretty well. Jonathan Loaisiga's been great this year, other than that implosion he had against the Red Sox a few games ago. And Nestor Cortez in the few games he's appeared in, he's been really good. But even with that said, the Yankees have had bullpen problems this year. Okay, it's definitely not the worst bullpen in Major League Baseball right now, but they've also been the reason the Yankees have lost the game too many times this year. And 2 years ago, when the Yankees won 103 games, starting pitching wasn't the best, but the bullpen was the strong point of the pitching staff. And right now, yeah, the bullpen has been blowing game after game after game. But they held on this time against the Rays. I'm happy about that, but I'm still not confident about the bullpen right now. I mean, I think that Aroldis Chapman will be fine. He just had a really rough stretch, but He's getting it back together now. He's going to lose the strike zone at times, but in the end, he's going to get the job done a lot more often than not, even without the sticky stuff. In fact, let's look at his game log. His ERA is still above 4, but he hasn't given up an earned run since July 20th against the Phillies, and his last earned run given up before that was his implosion against the Mets, where he gave up that 3-run home run and didn't even record 1 out. So Chapman, I'm feeling okay about. His ERA is definitely not a reflection of how he's done this entire season. The first 2 months of the season, he didn't even give up 1 run. But Zach Britton, though, I'm definitely not feeling confident about. So, hey, even if Aroldis Chapman does implode again, I still don't want to hear Zach Britton needs to be the closer ever again. Not as long as he's this bad. If the frame changes here, I'm sorry. It's my idiot computer that just deleted things that I didn't tell it to delete. So, alright, can we please never see Nick Nelson again? Because, oh my god, he sucks. I'm not sure which is worse, his pitching or my dumbass computer. But the Yankees, hey, that was a nice win against the Rays. But still, you know the story of the season. We've been saying it all year. Takes 2 steps forward, take 2 steps backwards. Take 2 steps forward, take 2 steps backwards. And even if they do make a big splash at the deadline, I don't see it being any different, not as long as Aaron Boone's the manager and not until this team has a complete change in culture. So those are just my thoughts on what the Yankees just did with the Reds. We'll see about the player that is to be named later, because yeah, he's a player to be named later, so we don't know who we're getting in return yet. And perhaps Brian Cashman has something up the sleeve that we don't know about. In fact, I'm sure he does, but no matter what it is, like I said 2 Yankee videos ago, it's not going to be what's going to turn the season around. And some more that this idiot computer decided to delete on its own. Alright, so if anything where the Yankees really lost in regards to this trade is when they decided to trade Adam Ottavino to the Red Sox for the sake of saving money and then bringing in Darren O'Day, who's old and has been injured, and Justin Wilson, who just hasn't been good for the Yankees. Meanwhile, Adam Ottavino is killing it for the Red Sox, and last year it was only 2 bad games in the 60-game season that made his ERA skyrocket. And if we take out at least one of them, like the one I'm thinking of, the one where he gave up 6 earned runs with 0 outs, his ERA would have been in the 2 range rather than the 5 range. So yeah, that's going to be it for now. Just some thoughts. And I did say in my Instagram post that I'm going to be absent for a few days because of the second vaccine shot that I was getting. That I have some things written down about Aaron Rodgers that I plan to talk about. And yeah, I will talk about him pretty soon, but I wanted to get this New York Yankees video out of the way first because it's my team that I'm talking about. And they made a move that I didn't expect them to make, but they made a move, so had to talk about it. And it's one that I'm just thinking about. Because yeah, go ahead, have Justin Wilson. Luis Cessa, yeah, I'm not thrilled about it. So if you like the video, please remember to like it. Helps get it out to more people. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Don't forget to get in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. I'm definitely going to reply to you and tell you if I agree or not, and we can have a conversation. Then I will talk to you next time. Peace.